So I am Mindy Eisenberg. I am the director and founder of Yoga Moves MS. For those of you who don't know what Yoga Moves MS does, we are a nonprofit. We provide adaptive yoga for people with neuromuscular conditions, MS, Parkinson's, and we are very excited to celebrate MS Awareness Month. In addition, our mission is to bring to you different holistic health and wellness. They're not really alternatives. They are complementary to your medical care. They are complementary to your medical care. And so reflexology being one of these, and we're really excited to present. Before I begin, I'm getting a text saying, send the link. Sorry, can't do that now. But if someone wants to send it to Robin Wine, they can. All right. So I want to thank our sponsors. We could not do this without them. The sponsors are helping support this event. Sanofi Genzyme, I thank you so much for your long commitment to MS. And I'm going to switch the slide here so you can see. So you have a picture of Julie working on feet.
Long ago.
And I want to thank both of our sponsors. More to MS. This event is very much supported by More to MS, an educational resource for MS patients and their care partners. More to MS empowers people to live well with MS by providing holistic tips and resources around living a healthy lifestyle. Through the campaign, Janssen seeks to champion diverse real-life experiences of MS warriors and their care partners and bring valuable resources to the MS community to help them live well. Visit More to MS, where you can find information about MS, tools and resources to help have open, honest discussions with your healthcare team about the right treatment for you and a customized approach to managing MS symptoms. Thank you so much to Sanofi Genzyme. Thank you so much to More to MS. We are so grateful. They help us put on these programs. We could not do it without them. Thank you. Thank you so much. And now, without further ado, we are going to get into our actual program. And I am just switching the slide here. Thank you, More to MS. So the agenda is, I'm going to introduce Julie. She's going to do a demonstration and discuss what she's doing. And then we'll take your questions and answers. I know it might have said on there that we were going to go till 2:45, but that's not true. It should be about an hour, a little over an hour, because we will take your question and answers. And we're very excited about hearing what they are. So I'm super excited to introduce Julie Cykiert to you. She's been a certified reflexologist since 1997. She's been in practice for over 20 years and currently practices, we're so lucky, she's nearby in Royal Oak, Michigan. The only problem is she's so busy, it's really hard to get in.
Yeah. That is a problem. Won't be for long.
She's going to be training people so that the reflexology love is going to spread all over. Her certification training is through Aromatica Holistic School in Windsor, Ontario. She's had an additional, over hundreds of hours of advanced training through the International Institute of Reflexology based in St. Petersburg, Florida. I go get more hours there too. She's lectured and taught for Detroit-based different hospital systems, HAP, Henry Ford, Alliance Plan, and then she's been in several studios and she's written several publications. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to someone very, very special, Julie Cykiert, reflexologist.
Thank you, Mindy. You're so sweet. I just appreciate this so much. And hello, everyone. This is exciting. I'm here, of course, to teach you reflexology and self-help skills, some self-help tools. and of course, explain how it works. So that's what we're here for, of course. And then, like Mindy said, we'll have questions and answers after. Reflexology is all about helping balance and normalize things that are out of balance in our body. So with MS, because we're here for MS symptoms, but we all have symptoms actually, symptoms are caused because something is out of balance in the body. So reflexology in a nutshell, and then I'm going to explain more in a few minutes, it helps to facilitate quicker healing in our body. It helps to balance and normalize what's not balanced.
Hold on one second, Julie.
Oh,
someone
sure.
needs to mute. Make sure you're muted. Okay, thank you.
Oh,
we'll unmute during question and answer.
Julie is muted.
Okay, can you hear me, everyone? So it helps, what I was saying is it helps to balance and normalize what's not balanced and normalized in our body. So that's it in a nutshell, and I'm going to explain more detailed about how reflexology works in a minute. So first of all, I wanted to share a little bit about myself. I've been, like Mindy just said, in private practice for over 20 years now. It's amazing. And I can say that I'm more passionate about it today than when I took my first class over 30 years ago. I have the privilege of witnessing, and I totally believe it's a privilege to witness in so many of my clients, myself, some friends and family, they're healing. You get to witness healing take place. And ongoing reflexology sessions every month, or in learning self-help like I'm going to teach you today, absolutely, I feel for me would be the best benefit on top of yoga and so many other things to add to all of our health regimens, you know, besides trying to eat well and think good thoughts. And
there's such a range of practices.
Yeah. So it should, and it is like, it's integrated. It should be integrated. I totally believe in senior doctor. We need our doctors, everything, surgeries. But anyway, I do feel strongly that it would be so wonderful. That's my passion now, and it's going to happen, of teaching, and we need more reflexologists out there. So our bodies, I'm going to start now explaining how it works, but our bodies, I want to let you know first, are meant to be self-healing and self-regulating. But most of them are stressed and sickness and disease, and we just don't heal as quickly as we're meant to. So how does this work? Well, I'm going to explain exactly how it works in a minute, but I want to show you first. Mindy, can we show a couple of the slides
Absolutely.
now?
Absolutely, we can.
I will say, it's so miraculous sometimes, the results I've seen. You would be blown away. And I forgot to add this. I feel still like I'm somewhat of a pioneer. Not many people knew about it when I first started, even trying to start my practice. And just to have you all here today to want to find out about it, and the demand is so much more now that, like Mindy just said a little bit ago, I can't even keep up with the demand anymore.
Well, so there's not that many reflexologists out there.
But it will blow your mind. It's amazing. And I'm sorry, I keep adding more things. I will say always to new people, I will never say it's a cure-all. It's a combination. But again, I've seen miraculous results. So I want to show you a couple pictures. I was going to show the Egyptian slide first, but if that's a problem,
that was up. I thought, okay, there we go.
And then we'll get to it. I just think this is an interesting picture to show. It's showing, this is from over 5,000 years ago in an Egyptian tomb in Egypt. And I definitely will get there one day.
They can see it up on the slide.
Oh, okay. It's called the Physician's Tomb. And it's showing reflexology being applied to the hands and the feet to the higher officials at the time. So it was well received back then in ancient Egypt. And thank God nowadays we're coming back to the, from ancient times, healing. Actually, in this Physician's Tomb, they show hieroglyphics on acupuncture as well. The next slide I want to show, because I just think you could all see this later on when you play the tape back, but it's just showing the feet and reflexes. And I'll explain again in a minute how, what the reflexes are, but I don't see the feet anymore. I see the body through the feet. So this is just a nice little picture showing everything's mapped out in the feet, exactly how it is in our body. So
what do you mean you only see the body?
I don't even see the feet anymore. I see the body through the feet, because the feet are like a mini map of the body. And when I explain in a few more minutes exactly how it works, you'll understand more. But I want to show you one other thing. The next slide, Mindy, if you could. Thank you so much. So this slide, okay, well, that's a great slide. We have many slides. It's just the inside.
Please mute. Please mute.
I think one part of the slide is so fascinating. The inside grooves, inside parts of our feet that represent the spinal reflexes, which I will be showing you today to help alleviate some of the symptoms, because, you know, the problems in the spine with MS. It shows the exact curvature in the foot as it is in the spine. I don't know if you could see that. Can we see that? Can everyone see that?
Yep, they should be able to see that.
Okay. So it's just fun. You can look at this later. The last thing I'm going to show you is on the, if we could go to the last slide now.
They're blocking my view here.
Sorry, guys, about this. Well, I could show you the last slide.
Lorraine, can you move
which
to the
you'll
next slide?
be able to see. You can look at it even later. But
there we go. There we go. I got it.
What I want to share is the right foot is everything going on in the right side of our body. So, for example, our gallbladder and liver is on the right side of our body. So we would access the reflexes to the liver and gallbladder on the right foot, where the left foot, for example, has the spleen, because our spleen is on the left side of our body. So that's how it works. Everything's mapped out exactly how it is in the body. So, okay, so now I'm going to start explaining.
Do we have to remember all that?
No, you don't at all. It will just be fun later if you wanted to look at where some of the reflexes are. Okay, so but this is all about helping you to work on reflexes to alleviate some of the symptoms of MS. So how it works, because it sounds a little almost crazy to think working the feet and the hands, how does that facilitate healing in the body? Even my first class that I took, I used to wonder, like, I'm loving this, I'm passionate, but how does it work? There's three major reasons. One is the reflexes, hence reflexology. We have a reflex for every organ, every gland, literally every part of our body, there's a reflex. And reflexes are part of our nervous system. And reflexes are electrical. We're electrical. A lot of people don't know that. We're electrical. So by applying pressure on the reflexes, they signal to every part of your body, like I said. So it's going to signal, for example, to your organs, which will jumpstart sluggish organs, because it's an electrical impulse that just instantaneously goes to the area I'm working on. So again, it jumpstarts sluggish organs. When it reaches the glands, when we work on the glands release hormones, and hormones are our chemical messengers, and they send information to our cells, and everything is all about communication and information in our body and helping everything to be balanced, as I said. But anyways, when we apply pressure, when I apply pressure to the reflexes for the glands, it literally sends an electrical current all the way to some of the glands in our brain. We have the pituitary.
That's a long way to go.
It's electrical. So it will signal to the glands in the brain and with some other glands. And I'm going to show you how to work some of your glands today. But what happens is the glands will release hormones during the session. Hormones are very powerful. They're our chemical messengers. So some of the hormones released during a session, and of course, I'm going to show you a couple glands to work on today. It will release serotonin, dopamine, endorphins, which are the mood elevators, which help us in so many ways, besides helping us to be happier. Mm-hmm. It has properties of morphine, believe it or not, that help reduce pain and inflammation. Oxytocin is a hormone release. It's very powerful and very similar to the properties of morphine. So I have so many arthritic clients that come over the years, and it greatly reduces pain and inflammation. Also, melatonin is released, which a lot of us take melatonin nowadays to help us sleep. So the reflexes, again, send an electrical current, literally, instantaneously, jumpstart sluggish organs. And when it signals to the glands, it releases these hormones. And these hormones will linger in our body up to 48 hours. So many of my clients sleep better 2 nights after the session. And of course, like I just said before, reduction of pain and inflammation. not just for MS, for all different symptoms. It's amazing how it helps. You would be amazed. And so hopefully when I show you the self-help, you'll apply it every day for like 5 minutes. It's going to help you a lot. So that's the reflex part. Now I'm going to talk.
Please mute.
Okay. Sorry. Hopefully I'm not going too fast. Am I going too fast?
I don't think so.
I hope not. But okay, the second reason why it facilitates healing, reflexology, is we have nerve endings in the bottom of our feet, our hands as well, but more of the feet. So I'm just going to talk about the feet right now. We have over 7,200 nerve endings in each foot. And it feels so good to have your feet touched because of the nerve endings. But what happens since we were young, we might have some young people with us, but even since we're children, we get toxins in our body. It's unavoidable. And especially nowadays with, the air, the foods, just stress, sleep deprivation. So we accumulate toxins in our bodies, and we're meant to be self-healing and self-regulating, but we're not in balance. Basically none of us completely.
It's a constant process.
Yeah, it is. It's a constant. So what happens is, if the toxins are released through elimination, perspiration, urination, or if you walked on rocks, they could be released because what happens is these toxins float down to your feet due to gravity, whatever excess is left in the body, our hands as well, but much more our feet. And these toxins crystallize and embed the nerve endings. Now, some of these toxins could be anything from pesticides to even uric acid, which causes gout, which, by the way, this helps very quickly with gout. But what happens is these toxins crystallize and embed around the nerve endings, and they're there. We all have some, or many. I used to have so many, way better now. So part of what facilitates the healing, the second part that I'm explaining, is I'm breaking apart toxins around those nerve endings. It almost feels like to me like little sand granules. So breaking them apart, they disperse back in our system. And you really just have to drink water to flush them out quickly. But what's so fascinating about breaking apart the toxins around these nerve endings, and remember, over 7,200 nerve endings in each foot. So you're going to have crystallized toxins.
7,200 on them?
Yeah, over each foot. Yeah. But what's so fascinating is the more I could break apart, it's like cleaning up a faulty wiring system. Again, I mentioned earlier, we're electrical. So if we think about, for example, the box that turns on the electricity, the switch. Oh my goodness, I can't think. Our electrical box, and to turn on the lights in the whole house. We're like electrical. So if one of the wires was all corroded, maybe the room wouldn't light up here, and the rest of her.
Oh, you mean the fuse box?
The fuse box. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry,
you're talking to somebody.
Yeah, the fuse box. So it's like cleaning up a faulty wiring system. Where I find more congestion, which means more toxins crystallize around the nerve endings, that's showing me that those areas of the body need more work. So wherever, let's say I'm finding more in the liver area. And again, by the way, I can never diagnose, but it will show just from the crystallized toxins, areas of the body that need work on. And I would say from my experience, working on thousands and thousands of feet over 20 years plus, the feet will tell me 90% of the time where weaker areas are. So again, I'm trying to break apart toxins.
You got a lot of knowledge in those hands.
Yes, they're fun. I'm trying to break apart as many toxins, and the more I could break apart, and you flush them out, the better the quicker the healing process is, because then you're getting better communication between the nerves, the muscles, the brain, and the spine. And I know with MS symptoms, the little bit I know, I do work on some MS clients, and I have a Parkinson client. But a lot of, I have Raynaud's, and it's a nerve problem. But what it does is the more you can break apart these toxins, it helps improve, gives us better communication between the nerves, the muscles, the brain, and the spinal cord. And it is all about communication. So that's the second reason why reflexology facilitates healing. I'm breaking apart toxins and like cleaning up a faulty wiring system. The third reason, there's several more, but I'm only going to tell you one more, is it's partly an energy healing. And like Mindy teaching yoga, we've heard of prana or chi.
Life force, breath.
Life force energy. So during a session, And just the human touch alone is very healing and energetic. But just energetically, it will help unblock.
What just happened?
Can everyone see me?
I'm not sure what just happened.
Uh-oh. I hope I'm still on.
You are.
Okay.
I can see, it's Lorraine. I can see you and Mindy. I'm not seeing your Reflexology screen anymore. Somehow
okay.
Somebody got another screen share in there, but it stopped. So you're good.
Worry.
You're good.
Yeah. So I was just saying it's partly an energy healing. People don't realize, a lot of people, I mean, maybe all of the students that come to you understand, but if we get blocked energy along zones, or what we could call meridians, we are not as healthy because we need energy flowing through us. So this also helps help constricted energy flow through the zones. And then the human touch, by the way, is so healing. So just when I show you how to work the reflexes, the person that might work on you, if you brought a partner today, just their intention alone of wanting to help is energetically very healing, just the human touch alone.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
It's about intention.
So I wanted to share with you one other thing about me, some of my own healing. I meant to tell you that is I had Raynaud's since I've been in my 20s, really bad. And that's a nerve problem. And because I get monthly sessions and I do work on myself, my Raynaud's is, I would say, 90% better. My feet used to totally turn white. I lose all the blood flow in my 20s and 30s, and my hands as well. And now my feet are perfect, perfect that way, not other way. But my hands, I still tend to have 2 fingers that I get some problems, but I would say I'm 90% better. And I attribute that all from reflexology, because again, it's helping to give better communication between our nerves, our muscles, our brain, and our spinal cord. So I'm going to get to it right now.
All right. We're getting to it.
Yeah. So, and then we'll have time later for question and answers.
Yeah, I can see that people are writing some questions. So just keep putting them in the chat.
I just want to see if I'm, I want to make sure I didn't, Oh, I'm so sorry. I have to tell you one other thing. The feet, one last thing, is because wherever the toxins are showing me in the feet where there's congestion, often the problem won't even manifest in our body yet before, and it shows in the feet before.
Oh, so you catch it before it happens?
So it's preventative care as well. And that blows my mind a lot too. So anyways, I'm going to first, before we show, if you have partners with you, which I'll show after, I'm going to show how you could work on yourself on your hands, because there are reflexes, of course, in the hands, and you'll see the hand chart. That will be one of the slides. I don't know if you saw.
Lorraine, someone's back in the, I don't know what's going on here.
I know somebody named Kelly is sharing her script. Thank you, Kelly. Okay. I'm not sure why that's happening. We shouldn't, it shouldn't be a case where somebody can grab a screen share like that. So,
I can't see any of her slides anymore.
Well, she's not showing any right now.
You just see slides anymore.
I've just fixed that. Only the host can share, so it's just you guys. So we shouldn't have any more accidental screen sharing. Okay. I think we just had it set so if somebody accidentally clicked that button down at the bottom, we got their screen too. So you're all set.
Okay, so you can see Julie, right?
So I'm not going to be working.
Oh, not yet. Oh, no, that's right. We're doing hands first. I totally forgot about that.
So I am going to be showing you how to work the spinal reflexes, your brain reflex, and a couple glands. Because again, the glands will release some hormones that are going to act like drugs and will help with pain and inflammation. The whole spine we need to work for, especially for MS, but for all of us, because it's like a switchboard, like an electrical board, our spine. So I'm going to show you how to work that and the brain. So now I'm going to do my best, get close to show you. And by the way, I'm sorry, I brought a pencil too, because if you can't use your knuckles, and I'm going to show that at your fingers, you could use a pencil eraser, but I'll show you that in a sec. So the spinal reflexes, and you can look at the pictures later on again, are from our thumb, the tip of our thumb on the side here, all the way down. These are going to hit the spinal reflexes. So what you do, and you just make yourself as comfortable as you can, like lean your hand like I am, and we're going to take our other hand our thumb or our knuckle. Actually, I could show you with the knuckle. And we're just going to go up the side here. You could hit the bone a little bit. We're going to be doing it several times. So your hand's going to move different ways. I mean, your hand will cover, your knuckle could cover different areas each time, but don't worry, you're going to hit into everything that we need to. Or you could take your thumb and you start going up slowly, like a little inchworm, all the way up. You could grab your thumb just for leverage, because and you just work this outer edge here. So it's this whole outer edge all the way down to the outer edge of the
Julie, how hard do you press? Someone's asking.
Very, very good question. I was going to say, you do not have to press that hard. It's light. You could give light pressure, but if you feel any pain, you don't want to hurt yourself, that's for sure. But if you feel some pain, that shows you do need some work there. So again, let me go over this. So I'm going to start over here right now. This is going to hit the lower part of the spine, and you're just going to keep going up, 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 like a little inchworm, all the way up. You could grab your thumb like that, because you don't want to flip it over, and keep going up to the top. I can show you the knuckle. Let me show you the knuckle, just because if it doesn't feel comfortable using your thumb, you can use your knuckle and just keep going over this whole area. Now, okay, so I feel a little bit of soreness right here. So that means it's showing me something right now. So if you feel some soreness, you could even stop there and twirl around your knuckle and just keep moving up, all the way up to the top. Okay, another thing you could do is you could even just slide. If it's hard for you to move like an inchworm, you could slide. But it's better if you could try to do it like what we call like a little inchworm technique. Slide.
Someone asked if it mattered which hand.
No, okay, so we are going to be working both hands, because we want to hit both sides of our spine. So it's a very good question. Right now I'm working on my left hand here. So I'm hitting more to the left side of the spine, and then I'll go to the right. Very good question. Okay, so you could just keep doing that, and then you could go to the other hand.
You bring your hand a little bit more.
But I could just show you on one hand right now. But you just slide, you could slide all the way up. Okay, now I want to show you, and I could keep going over that in another minute or two, but let me get onto some of the other reflexes. I want to have you work the brain reflexes. The brain reflexes are in the top of the big toes, by the way, but the top, we're working the thumbs right now, on the top of the thumbs. And you could take your knuckle, or if you have a pencil, I've shown this to clients before.
Do people have pencils anymore?
I know, it's that funny. You could take the eraser and you hit the top of the thumb, and that's going to hit the brain area. And then the brain also, it's sort of like fine tuners in the other fingers. You're going to hit with the pencil eraser or your knuckle, the tips, not really the tips. I mean, sort of the tip and the top of the fingers. I'm sorry. Yeah. So you push in. So you could take the pencil eraser and get in the tips of all.
How many times?
Okay. Good question.
You guys have great questions.
You really do. I'm hitting it like a good 10 times here. So each finger, just keep hitting like 10 times.
10 times?
Or 5 times, 5 times, 10 times. You want to work your hands probably about 5 minutes every day. That's really all you need. It's consistency. So you keep hitting the top.
Can you use your fingernail?
You could use, you could do that. I think if you have long fingernails, it's going to hurt too much. It's better if you use your knuckle or get, like I said, again, a pencil eraser. I always find it's really good. So, okay. So again, we're going to work down here for the spinal reflexes. And if you find some pain anywhere, like I have a little bit right here, you could stay on that area and rub it. Keep going up all the way on this outside. Okay, and then you could take, if you have short nails like I do, you could take your nail tip and get in like that. Or
that might hurt after a while.
Yeah, it hurts a little bit anyway. I mean, if it's hurting a little, it just shows you need a little work there.
So a little discomfort is okay.
Yes, absolutely. So here, and then so we're going to go again, all the fingertips. Okay, I want to show you another reflex. So for a couple more reflexes in the hands for the adrenal glands and the glands in our brain. The glands in our brain, the three glands in our brain, are the pituitary, hypothalamus, and the pineal gland. They're hard to pinpoint. So I'm going to have you just take a pencil eraser or your knuckle, and you're going to go just on the big, on the thumb. You don't have to do you don't reach the glands on the tips of the fingers, but on the thumbs, you're going to get into the fleshy part right here. Actually, you could even just go like this. You don't even need a ton of pressure. It's going to get the job done because the reflexes are, basically, I mean, they're part of the nervous system. So the peripheral nerves, it's close to the peripheral nerves. And I don't have to get into all anatomy and physiology, but you don't have to press it hard.
There seems like there's a lot of science behind this.
This is a science, actually. I should have said that. Okay, so we're going to be doing that. So this was my left hand. So I'm affecting everything on the left side right now. But right, I'm not affecting every part because we're just working the spine, but the spine is huge, and the brain. So, and then then you could go to the other side. So it's really, you could do a couple minutes a hand each day, 5 minutes. That's all you really need. And then you'll go to this other side. So this is the lumbar sacrum, the low part of your spine. And we're going to go.
Let's move here.
Oh, here we go. So you start here, and if you feel like you're moving it around too much, don't worry. If you keep swiping over the area over and over, you're going to hit every part of the spine. So you're going to, with like a little inchworm, you go up like this. And if you find anything hurting.
Someone asked about numbness.
Now, if you have like neuropathy in your feet or numbness.
They didn't specify, but they did say, ask if there was numbness. So would it still work if they're numb?
Yeah, it would. If I do work on clients that have neuropathy where they have numbness, this will help facilitate healing in everything. So I can never say that the peripheral nerves would start working again, but the body just takes over in other areas. Our bodies are so miraculous. So yes, still work the area, even if it's numb. And eventually, if you do it every day, and chronic problems, by the way, could take some time, but if you keep at it every day, I'm telling you, you will see some results. And then I wish I could get you in, everybody in. That's ideal. Once a month or twice a month, reflexology sessions, and then self-help. So just keep going like this. And then just go around.
Someone asked about arthritis, if they have hand arthritis.
Okay, so that's why I wanted to I'm going to show you on Mindy's feet in a little bit. That's why if you do have a hard time using your hands, I mean, hopefully you can maybe use a pencil eraser and you could just go like that, or you'll have someone work on you. It might be harder. That's why hopefully many of you have someone with you today that I'm going to show how to work on the feet. So, I know that's tough when you have some other issues. So I'm going to show you now.
You need a buddy. Every so often a buddy would be good too.
Exactly, yes. So I'm going to have Mindy put her.
Oh, goody.
I'm going to put a pillow up here. Okay. So we're going to be working.
I can see my foot pretty well.
Oh yeah, that's a good. This is good. This is good. Mindy's, she's been doing yoga, you can see. Anyway, so if your partner is whoever's with you right now, we're going to be working the same reflexes on the feet now. So the spinal reflexes are on the inside, just along where the big toe is, so where the big thumb is. It's the same side, the inner side. We call it the medial side. And you start from down here, and you could either use your knuckle or, again, what we call an inchworm. And you just sort of follow all the way up.
Ooh, you found a tender spot.
Okay. And don't, you don't have to press hard. Was that too much?
No. I just noticed it.
Okay. And we're going to go all the way up to the top of the big toe on this medial side. So you could go right here. You could even, and it doesn't have to be that much pressure. So that's good. These reflexes, as a reminder, they're sending electrical currents to the area I'm working on. So right now I'm on Mindy's right foot. So it's affecting the right side of her spine, even have one spine, of course. We signal different angles. So right now I'm working on the right side.
Someone might need to mute.
Sorry.
You're in a little background there.
So we're going to go like this again, like a little inchworm. How are you doing, Mindy? Are you okay?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. I know you're going to get to a spot kind of soon. I'm just going to breathe here.
So if you feel some crunchies, which I'm feeling right now, or just
it's like
hardness or crunchies, then you know the
kind of sticky spot.
Yeah, needs a little bit more work in that area, and that's where the feet tell so much what's going on. And again, I can't diagnose, but I could tell right now
there's something right there, and she knew it.
Yeah, Mindy. Let's see. You have actually, it's already breaking apart. These toxins here, I'm telling you, they're already breaking apart.
So is it important to like drink afterwards or bathe or
drinking water after? I forgot to say that actually, because you stir up the toxins, and if you want to drink water and flush them out, and they flush out very quickly. They really do. So my hand might be in the way. I hope you can see this, but you hold the big toe, so you're not going to break the person's toe you're looking at. So stabilize it, and you just hold it and just go all the way up to the top here. Okay. And then you could go this way as well. You could go back down, holding this toe and go back down. And it's a great way to be with someone too, by the way. I always say that. Like,
play with their feet.
Yeah. I don't know if a lot of people like touching feet, but it's not like I love, but it's a great way to be with someone, even just being in quietness and in work, doing some reflexology. So up and down. Can you see? I'm just wondering if something just went on the camera. Okay.
No, you're good.
Okay. So now we're going to work, just like I showed you on the hands, the brain reflexes, because we want to signal the brain, and then I'm going to show you the glands. And then I have one other gland to show you too that I forgot to show you in the hand, but I'll show you in a minute. Okay. So we're going to hit again. We can use our knuckle, and we're going to hold the toe, the big toe, and we're going to hit the top of the big toe, just like this. Or you could take the eraser again, and you just have to, hopefully you could see that, everyone. You're just hitting the top of the toe.
And so what gland is that getting at?
Yeah. Well, this is getting the brain right now. I'm working the brain right now.
It's interesting because in the yogic marma points, they consider that the pineal gland.
Yeah. Well, I'm hitting the brain, but when we go a little farther down, we're going to hit the adrenal, the pituitary gland, the hypothalamus, and the pineal gland. So yeah.
Oh, I said it wrong. Pineal. Pineal.
I think they say it.
So isn't that interesting how these different sciences, acupuncture, acupressure, the marma points from yoga all tie together?
I love it. I love it because it is a science. They're all a science and an art.
Yes.
So anyway, yes. So we're going to be working the brain, and now the brain reflexes are also on the tip of all the toes. So you could hit all the toes, and you hit it. You could hit it on the fingers too, but most of the brain reflexes on the fingers are as in the big thumb. But I could show you. You're hitting the brain reflexes on the tip.
Oh, so
everywhere.
we just do this with our hands all.
You could do
that. We could work on our
help our brains a lot.
Our nervous system.
Yeah. Okay. So we get the tip. You hold the toes because you don't want to flip them around. You stabilize them. Someone just asked if they can work on their feet themselves. Yes, you could if you're agile, but the only thing is yes, you definitely could, because I do. It's better to have someone lay you down on I forgot to even tell you that, lay down on a couch or on the floor on your bed, so you're not having constriction with having a folded leg like you are right now, Mindy. It's ideal to have your legs out straight. But yes, you could work on yourself. I do bring my foot up to my lap and work on me. And I could show you that in a second too. So we're still working the brain reflexes. And now we're going to go a little bit farther down, and we're going to hit in and just hit all around, because this is a science, and there's specific points, guidelines actually on every foot that's different. So I can't really show you how to line up to the guidelines. It's too difficult to show you that right now. But if you were to take the pencil or your knuckle and just go all around, you're going to hit the glands in the head, the pineal, hypothalamus.
Gonna hit our head?
Yeah. Mindy, you're correct. Okay. I take this very seriously, but we're having a good time.
I'm taking it very seriously.
Yes.
I am.
She's adorable.
You keep going. You keep going.
So here we go. Just keep working that whole fleshy area, the top half, and you will hit into the glands. Okay, so again, we're working the spinal reflexes all the way from down here, working all the way up. We're on Mindy's right foot, so I'm working the right side of her body, all the way up. It gets easier to do, once you get going, start practicing.
So you could get a routine down.
Yes, exactly. And then we're going to hit the top for the brain. And we could hit again, I could take the pencil and hit the tops of all the toes. Brain reflexes, all the toes. And then I usually take my knuckle, or again, like I said, your pencil eraser, and you just keep moving around in the fleshy area, the top half, and you are going to hit those glands. And again, they release the chemicals that act like drugs. So we're on the right side, and then I'm not going to bring Mindy's left leg up right now because it's too difficult, I think, right now, but you get the gist. So then you're going to go to the left side and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to work up the spinal reflexes all the way up, and then work the brain. And then we're going to hit into some of the 3 glands that are in the brain. And then the last gland, and I forgot to show you on the hand, so I'm going to show you on the hand in a minute, is the adrenal gland. Now, if you were to take the toes together here and you were to draw a line in between the toes down into like right in this area right here, you're going to hit into the adrenal gland. And you could take your knuckle and just get in there.
Can you explain what the adrenal gland does?
So the adrenal gland is one of the glands, like all the glands, and they all produce the hormones. So we're familiar with adrenaline and cortisol, and those are the stress hormones that our adrenal glands are overactive, and they're releasing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline that are not good for our immune system. So if we could get our adrenal glands more balanced, our whole endocrine system, the endocrine system, by the way, are all the glands. So if we could get all the glands balanced, which that's what reflexology will do. I mean, I've come so far. I think my adrenal glands used to be burnt out. They were burnt out years ago. And I'm so much healthier now. And I attribute most of it to reflexology, not all of it, but most of it. So so the adrenal glands release so many hormones, and I don't know all of them, but what we're familiar with, all of us, unfortunately, cortisol, the stress hormone, and adrenaline. So if you were to go, and you can look at the chart too, you could look on the chart if you can't remember exactly where it is, but you just follow in between the toes, the big toe and the second toe, by the way, all the way down, just follow down to like right in the middle, and then just pinpoint in here.
That is definitely where I get tenderness in there.
So that's showing, and you just go in here. You can use your finger. You have to be careful though with the pencil eraser in here, because it is tender in here. I think it's better just to use your finger in here. So you keep doing that. I'm trying to think. Well, okay, in the hands. I'm sorry. I wanted to show you. I meant to show you the adrenal gland in the hand. That is more in this fleshy area right here. And again, you'll look on the chart, the hand chart. But if you get in and you knuckle in here, it hurt. Actually, it just hurt me a little bit. If it hurts, it means you need the work. It's just showing there's
so the little pain is communication.
Yeah, exactly. Good going, Lindy. Yeah. Now, sometimes when you're, if you have arthritis in your hands, it definitely is a little painful to work on your hands, but it's also good for you. I've worked on so many clients with arthritis. We don't want to ever hurt anyone too much, light pressure, but a little bit of pain is just showing that's where you need the work.
So if you have pain in your hands, you do a little reflexology where you feel the pain?
Yes, exactly, Mindy. That's so good, Mindy. Yeah. But for today, for MS symptoms, I want you to hopefully work the spinal reflexes, because that's so important, because that's part of the problem, is that the little bit I know about MS that I've learned, is that the nerves they get like,
there's blockages.
Yeah, blockages. It's like they don't get the right message of scarring. That's what's made from the scarring. So you it will be amazing if you keep working every day, like just 5 minutes a day on your hands, and then whoever's with you.
It's kind of interesting that you bring up the electrical communication, because the myelin sheath is what covers the nerves.
Okay.
And that's what
that disintegrates or something.
Well, there's scarring, and so it prevents the communication. So you think this might be breaking it up a little bit, or
that's what this is. A reflexology for everyone, not just symptoms of MS. What it is doing basically, again, is quickening our own healing abilities, and our innate healing abilities. But it's helping again to give good communication, improve the communication between our nerves and our muscles, our brain, and our spinal cord. Because again, it's all about communication. We're electrical. So,
should we start taking questions?
Yeah. What time is it, by the way?
It's about 10 to 2, but
I'm hoping this is my first time, everyone, talking in front of so many
you're
people,
doing an awesome job, Julie.
I hope I didn't forget too much. But
I'm going to go through and read some of the questions over
that
here.
Would be great, Mindy.
So I'm going to cross over here.
But when I teach,
Mindy,
yeah.
Okay, I've got a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions from the chat. I can read them if you'd like.
Sure.
That would be awesome.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so the first one we have.
Anita's another wonderful Yoga Moves MS teacher. So so thank you so much for being on. Another one of our angels.
Okay, so the first question from Mike is question about chronic pelvic floor pain relief. Where would you target for that?
Okay, so I'm going to show you on it. So the whole pelvic area is on the heels. So on the bottom of the feet, and there's more areas to work, but this is primarily where you could work. The bottom of the feet, the heels, if you were to even take a golf ball or your knuckles, actually, I could maybe put my foot up and even show you.
We use pinky balls.
Yeah. So we need,
you need a golf ball?
You need something harder. But you could take,
really?
The pencil eraser. Can you see and you could hit in, or you could roll on a golf ball. What you're trying to do is break apart toxins from those nerve endings and signaling to the reflexes to signal to the whole pelvic area. So just hitting in to the heel area, or have someone work on you, or so that could help a lot. And you have to do it every day. It's consistency. And ideally, when I have my training program up and running, and I train so many people, we'll have more reflexologists, because once or twice a month, a full session will help with your whole body, because it's all about healing your whole body. So when you have pelvic problems, it's not just that area, probably it's caused from some other imbalances. But yes, just work the heels, both sides. So remember, the left foot is everything on the left side, and the right foot, everything on the right side. So yeah, you can use your knuckles or a pencil. Okay.
Another question was if your feet are numb from neuropathy, and I believe you addressed this, but it would be good to repeat it, I'm sure. Does it still work?
Yes, it does. I've worked on many people with neuropathy. I can never say that the peripheral nerves don't grow back. However, our bodies are miraculous, and so many other things could happen to help heal in other ways. Our body's magnificent, will take over. So yes, I would still, even if you don't feel a lot, still have a session. I wish I could get people in, but yes, it would still work.
Well, we have people from Berlin here.
Yeah.
What do you think? I think we need to take this on the road.
You're so fun. But with MS symptoms with neuropathy, still keep working the spinal reflexes. That's very important. The brain, and hitting and getting into the the first half part of the top of the toe or the thumbs, to stimulate those glands, which will help with chemical messengers, which could help. But I can't say it's a cure-all with neuropathy, but I do have clients that are doing really well, because so many other things are healing. So, and it's helping with pain and inflammation.
Okay, another question, and this is several kind of bundled together. How do you since we can't all come to you, how do we find a good reflexologist? What do you look for? What are the costs? And is there insurance coverage? And perhaps, are there any book suggestions?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, the insurance doesn't cover it. So I charge $90 an hour now. And again, I can't even get anyone new in. And so that's why we need more reflexologists.
That's why she's going to train people.
Yeah. The demand, thankfully, is so big now, which is very exciting to me because I considered myself a pioneer always, and we just need more reflexologists. But as far as finding someone, I go online and look for certified reflexologists. That would be the best because they had, training for a good year, I'm sure, if not more. It's more when a person how long they've been in the field though, or in their practice, because you learn so much like I did. And then I've only learned more and more through the years from my clients, and it's amazing. But as far as books, there's so many books on the market now. I like the International Institute of Reflexology. They sell books on their website. I've studied with them. Mildred Carter, she's not here anymore, but she has put out amazing books and will give pictures. There's so many on the market right now. So it's exciting because it's definitely getting out there more. So, but unfortunately, there's not many of us. That's the problem. So, well,
that's why you're out there teaching this, because it seems like something that we can do ourselves a bit, or a buddy could do it with us.
Yeah. It's the best to have. I get worked on every month by a professional, and she might be, her name's Ruth, and she might be able to fit you in. So
if you come across the country,
but so it's just, we will have more reflexologists in the future, and that is the biggest problem. But I have to tell you, since COVID, when I couldn't work for a few months, and then I would say at least 5 new people called me a week after COVID, because people are realizing we just need more healing in different ways. So yay, reflexology. But anyways, so books, just Mildred Carter, International Institute of Reflexology. I would start with that, and you'll find a lot out there.
Okay. So there have also been some questions about maybe accessories or products that you might use. For example, do you use a lotion? And then there were questions like products on Amazon, like bumpy mats or shoes or toxin foot pads.
Okay. Those foot pads, I've known about them for many, many years. I personally, this is my personal opinion, do not think that they do very much. They can't really draw out the maybe surface toxins, but they're not able to break apart these crystallized toxins around our nerve endings. And that's part of major why it facilitates healing. So I wouldn't waste your money on those pads. There are many products. I sell these red rollers that have prongs all over them that you can roll your feet on, which will break apart toxins and also stimulate the reflexes.
Have you seen these kind of prongy balls? Does something like that work, or not really?
Yeah, anything that has some edges.
Are those strong enough?
I'm not sure if this is strong. And yeah, this is not bad, but we need something more with prongs. So I sell this red tool. But there's also products online. But a golf ball, for example, just in that pelvic area, that is good because it's hard and you're breaking apart some toxins and stimulating the reflexes. Really, you don't need that many tools. That's why I always have said it's a gift at our fingertips. Even though yes, I'm suggesting using a pencil, and I do use one tool with my clients because I'd have broken knuckles by now. But it really is just all accessible with our fingers. I'm just trying to think if there's.
Do they make a special tip like this or no?
No, but I just have told clients about the racer because it's not too hard and it could pinpoint, and I just think it's a great self-help tool.
What about a lotion?
Oh, yeah. So as far as a lotion, the only time I use lotion is when I'm sticking to someone's skin. If it sticks, you somewhat want to glide and hold and So if you're sticking and you're pulling on the skin, that could hurt someone. So that's where I would use a little bit of lotion, but you don't want it to be greasy and all that, where it's going to be hard and you're like literally slip over, you won't be able to have good contact that way if it's so slippery. But yeah, a little lotion, that's okay. But you could go without anything unless you're really sticking, like I said, and then, yeah. So,
okay. And then a question about spasticity.
Is it covered by insurance?
No. Yes.
But the only thing I can think of, yoga is not really covered by many insurances, some, but not a lot. But there's health savings account where if you're working somewhere and you put money in a pot that can be used for certain expenses, it's possible to cover that. But you would have to check with your specific plan. I know mine will cover the acupuncture.
Oh, good.
I'm sorry. There were like 3 other questions that keep popping up.
Sure.
Lactic acid buildup, spasticity, and about training. How do you get training?
Yeah.
So for the lactic acid, how would you?
Yeah. So that I don't know enough about, because I know that's from exercising and that. So I don't know. I mean, this helps everything. Let me tell you that reflexology, again, I'm repeating again, it's all about helping to balance and normalize. So if the lactic acid is built up too much, having weekly sessions or working on yourself every day or once a month sessions, that definitely could help with everything. But it takes time. Chronic problems take time. An acute flare-up, if someone had a lactic acid too much, I'm just going from what I know with reflexology. I don't know totally about all the properties of lactic acid and all that. I know it's from exercising on, but it would definitely help if it's an acute flare-up. That's when this works really quick. If you could get at something quickly. So if it's in the muscles of the legs and stuff, you could work the leg muscles,
which comes up with spasticity. The questions about spasticity and I think the question is, can reflexology help the stiffness, the rigidity, the spasms that happen from a condition like MS?
Okay, MS. Yeah, so thank you. That's a really good question. So I misunderstood that a little bit. So the reflexes to the legs are on this outside part here, and you could look on the chart later and you'll see reflexes for the legs, and you could work the leg reflexes as well, all the way up
on your hand,
and
so where is it on your foot?
And the foot, the same area. You'll look on the chart later, but it's under the baby toe this time, not the thumb. So the leg reflexes are right over here, and you could work that, and you could even squeeze it if you want. But I think it's easier to just go like this, up and down.
Oh, yeah. The squeezing kind of works.
Yeah, you could squeeze a little. Yeah,
this outer
edge. But if you can't, you might not remember, like, where are the leg reflexes, the arm reflexes. So if you added that to it on top of working the spine and the brain and the adrenal gland, and getting into the 3 glands in the brain, that you could work your legs. Absolutely. So you could work on the hands, like I said, just going up and down or squeezing like this. So, because you could get the top and the bottom, and then the feet as well, if you could have someone work on you. But as far as getting trained, you were asking before, like training,
that's what she's working
at. I unfortunately, like, there's you could go there. The International Institute of Reflexology comes to Ann Arbor, Michigan every year, and they do weekend intensives. So that's a great way to start to learn. But I'm planning on having my training program up and running by next year.
I think you better do it.
Yeah, I am. I just started it like
no pressure intended
2 weeks ago. So yeah. But good question about asking about the legs and, having the elasticity and some of the other symptoms that you get from MS.
Well, there was another question about, we have a lot of people who have pain. And the neuropathy in their feet or their hands. Is this going to be impacted by it? Will it be aggravated at all?
That's such a good question. Nothing is made worse with reflexology. Can never make any condition worse. Seriously. The only thing is you don't want to overstimulate you. I wouldn't work like an hour and a half on the feet, because it's stirring up too much. So that's why you only need consistency, like 5 minutes a day in the hands and the feet. An hour session that I give once a month is ideal. But no, you can never make anything worse with reflexology. It's literally, it's all about helping to facilitate healing. And I have not seen one person, wait, that's not true. If someone's too toxic, let's say someone's going through drug withdrawal or smoking withdrawal or alcohol or something like that. So if they're in recovery? Yes, they're in recovery or very toxic, or chemo. Even though I've worked on many clients with chemo, you don't want to stir up too many toxins. So those sessions would be a little bit shorter. But I feel with MS,
so you could do too much if you've got a lot of toxins.
If it's too much, you don't want to stir up too much. But that's where I could feel where the toxins are, and I wouldn't ever stir up too much. But as far as MS symptoms, you're not going to make anything worse. I can almost promise you. It's like it's
let's hold her to that.
Yeah, seriously, you're not.
You better be careful what you say out here.
You're right. I better be careful. You're right. Yeah, it can't make anything worse. It's just going to help.
This complements your medical care.
Yeah, if you keep it up, like just 5 minutes a day. And when I had the rain, I still have the Raynaud's, and I've had terrible TMJ problems. I just work like 5 minutes a day just on my jaw problems and the Raynaud's years ago, and then have monthly sessions, and it takes time. So I'm just hoping again that you'll continually do some of the self-help. And
I think it's a good point that you say you're not going to feel it immediately.
No, not at all. Chronic problems take some time. So just have, believe that it's not a mind thing. I'm telling you, this is a real science. It really changes us physiologically. So, yeah.
Any more, Anita? Have we covered most of the questions?
There was one last question on reflexology helping with sinuses, and you just mentioned TMJ. So what can you do with that?
Yeah, so everything could be helped with reflexology, literally everything. But the sinuses, they're very close. They're in the fingers, actually. So if you want to help your sinuses, just getting into the padding of each finger. And again, you can look on the chart later and you'll see where sinuses are. And you could just keep pressing every day, or you could just pinch. Actually, my older son had sinus problems and asthma, and I used to work on his feet before school sometimes, and his breathing would get better right away. It was amazing. And sinuses, I would pinch his toes all the time, and it definitely helps. So you could pinch.
Is it in the same place in the toes?
Yeah, it's in the same place in the toes. But right now, just working all the fingers. And remember, again, the right hand, right foot is everything on the right side. But with sinuses, you probably want to work both sides, unless you feel.
So you'd want to do both hands.
Yeah, you really do. Yes, yes. And then your toes, you could work your toes. So it definitely helps sinuses. And as far as TMJ, there's a lot more involved to show.
That's going to just have to be for another session.
See, when I teach, it's going to be very, very detailed. I mean, this was detailed enough to show you how to do.
This is a little taste.
But literally, I did show you all you're working the spinal reflexes, the brain reflexes, the adrenal gland, and the 3 glands in the brain. And then someone just had that great question about
sciatica
with the legs, and so you'd work the legs. Yes.
I just saw a question about sciatica.
Oh, it's helped big time with sciatica. It's amazing.
Now that's a big nerve.
It is. Okay. So
sciatic nerve's got a lot of nerve.
Yeah. You're so cute. You're so cute. Again, we would work the leg reflexes, but with sciatic nerve, we get a little bit more farther on the foot.
Are you going on the top of the foot now?
Yeah. So, I'm squeezing. So sciatic nerve, we would do the bottom and we hit on the top over here. It's a lot to show you guys. And you hit over here. It will show you on the chart. So you could use a golf ball again, or again, for sciatic nerve, get in here, or your hands. Sciatic nerve would be right around here. And pinching. The reason why I'm pinching is I'm trying to get the top as well. I wasn't going to show you all that because the spinal reflexes we only have on the plantar side of the hands and the foot. But for sciatic nerve, you could pinch along this whole even all the way up to the baby finger, but you're trying to get on the edge, on the outside here. And then over here in the leg area. You want, and sciatic nerve often comes, from the hip as well. So the hip reflexes are over here. So just pinching over here, rubbing. If it hurts, then you need to work it. And ideally, it's even better to have, if you're having a major sciatic nerve problem, have someone work on you, like have them work the heel and over here. You could, using your knuckle, get in there. That's why it's hard. You can't lift, it's hard on yourself. But I was going to tell you one last thing. Mindy, I had her put her foot in my lap, and that was not the best way to work on someone.
This is a really good point.
Lay them on a couch, on the floor, prop their foot up on your lap and with a pillow, or a lazy boy chair if you have that.
That's what she has in her office.
Yeah, lazy boy chair. You don't want to have, you want whoever you're helping to have their legs out straight.
So you want them to be relaxed.
Yeah, and relaxed.
And not that. Sure. Yeah. You do want the leg. Is that because of the communication that you want?
It would still work, but it cuts off some nerve.
Nerve supply. That makes a lot of sense.
So you really do want to be relaxed and have work done.
Oh yeah, so we could just go in Shavasana.
Yeah. You could. Mindy. You could.
So, Marcia, what did you just ask? I got to see what she just asked. Anita, are we covering most things? Marcia just asked a question, and I can't see it.
I don't see Marcia's question.
I just hope everyone enjoyed this and I explained well enough. And I'm just so appreciative all of you joining.
It's not immediate. How long until results?
Okay, results. Okay. So when you have an acute flare-up, it works like magic really quick. I have a reflexologist. Her shoulder was hurting last week or 2 weeks ago, and I could feel it in her shoulder area and her feet, because I don't see the feet, I see the body, and her shoulder was way better the next day. But chronic problems like my TMJ that I've had, and chronic problems like MS, it takes time. Some of my clients with chronic ailments, it's taken like a year, like once a month sessions, twice a month sessions, and then they do a little self-help.
So don't give up.
So chronic problems could take like a year, I'm telling you. But if you just did it 5 minutes a day, you're going to help yourself so much.
What's so cool about this is it empowers us to be able to do something to help ourselves.
Yes. Exactly.
Mindy?
All right, we're going to.
Mindy?
Yeah. Yes.
Can you ask the doctor 2 questions? Can reflexology help with breaking up fascia, like in your back? And then what can we get her red ball?
Yeah. I don't. Okay. So the fascia in the back, you would need deep tissue massage. That's the best for that. But we have fascia all over our body. That's the connective tissue. So I do work on the fascia in the feet, and that could help your back actually. So depending on where your back problem is, you could look on the chart and see, but just working your whole spine will help your back. But the back muscles, so there's so much.
Massage is great too. We'll have to do a whole thing on myofascial release.
Yeah, it's just a lot.
That would be a very good idea.
But it definitely helps. Plantar fasciitis is a well-known problem now, and by me working on the feet, it's loosening up the fascia. So if you're having fascia problems in your back, I would highly suggest a deep tissue massage, which I think is amazing. I think the combo is amazing. I think a combo of everything: yoga, reflexology, deep tissue massage, and whatever else you're drawn to. And trying to have some fun.
Do you think people should buy that red ball you're talking about?
And it's an actual red roller, and I need to order more. You might even be able to look online. There's so many reflexology tools online right now. But as far as like working, like the guy that asked about the pelvic area or the heel, if the golf ball, or if you even have your heels are hurting you, and you could just loosen the fascia with the golf ball.
It's funny because I have a student. I've always said, use the tennis ball. You don't need to push so hard. And now you're saying use the golf ball. I'm like, be a little gentler on yourself. You're like, no, use the golf ball. So we will send out an email from Julie and I that will have the slides on there, and she can recommend the product for you and how to find that product. And we'll do that. So anyone who has signed up for this will receive that email. As long as you signed up, you will receive it in an email. And
I could order, actually, I sell those red rollers. I just have to order them, but I'll look online too and see where they are, if there's some that you could access to easily.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Namaste. I want to thank our sponsors again. Thank you so much to Sanofi Genzyme for your long-term commitment to end MS. And thank you so much to More to MS. They have greatly supported the MS community. They are an amazing educational resource. And check out More to MS at Janssen Pharmaceuticals, Inc. It's an initiative to support the MS community. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. I'm so appreciative, everyone. And this was my first time. Okay. There we go.
All right.
Oh my God, Mindy.
There we go. We will send all those slides out.
Yeah, that was more relaxed than I thought, because you joined in with me. So that was great. I didn't even know you were going to be doing that. So that was, yeah.
Thank you, everyone. We so enjoyed. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you want to learn more about Yoga Moves MS, please look at the website. Please email me. If you haven't joined our adaptive yoga classes, please do. If you haven't donated and you feel compelled because you learned so much today, please do. We survive on donations. We do not charge for our classes. Thank you so much, Julie, for being here.
So sweet. I appreciate you so much. And I'm honored. Okay, everyone, do your self-help.